Jesse Minter built Michigan's championship defenses. Is he ready to build the Giants next? Listen, if you can't have a Harbaugh, why not have the best thing and get a Harbaugh disciple?
Hmm.
That's what we got here. Is the current defensive coordinator for the Chargers the last 2 years, was the defensive coordinator before that for the Michigan Wolverines during their championship run. Obviously, national title in 23 with them. Former Ravens assistant as well. Never been a head coach. Was actually was a little bit of a player. Was a defensive back over at Mount St. Joseph University, and
Ooh.
I think he's like the most unknown. Like, people like him because of the fact that he is a disciple of Harbaugh. People like him because they see his defense that is technically sound and people in the right spot, and seems to be very well coached. But there's no controversies. But there's no like statements that are like, okay, I talked to this guy, he did this, and that's why I like him. He's that guy that like we don't really know who he is. You know what I mean? Like,
You just see what he puts on the field, and it
yeah,
looks pretty good.
yeah. And as Greg just said, no experience as a head coach. That's the Achilles heel there. That's the one thing that worries me because I want a guy that I know can do it. And this guy you don't know because he's never been a head coach, college or head coach in NFL. Like, it's never been.
Yeah, this is the type of guy, if you go out for him to take a shot and it's your AC, that's when you fire a bow and you go ahead and get a Fangio for your DC. You get
Yeah.
someone that has experience that's been in that line to go ahead and surround yourself with people that have been in that situation.
Yeah. And
If you want to take that gamble, I'm just saying.
yeah,
Like,
well, I mean,
you
here's
try
the
your
gamble.
season with people that you take a guy that hasn't been a head coach and let that person surround himself with people in a coordinator position that's been head coaches to give himself a little bit of that fluff, a little bit of that a little bit of courage to do some extra stuff, if you will.
And I think the big thing with Minter is his age, though. He's 42 years old. So you go ahead and get a guy like this. Hypothetically, he'd be your coach for the next 20 years if he's good. Which, let's be honest, it doesn't happen very often that guy's that good. But that's insanity.
But the Talbots are out there. Belichick's are
You
out there.
get a guy and be his first stop and be there like that. And like I said, this is the guy I think more than anybody else on this list. The interview is probably the most important part because you want to see him outside of the John Harbaugh show. The Jim Harbaugh, wrong Harbaugh, and see what he does and get the real personality out of him. Not when he's at a mic talking to reporters. Like, literally, you're in a room and you find out legit what he is. I do think he's a good potential guy to bring in at the very least for interview. I'd be disappointed that they didn't bring him in for interview. Partially because, to be very frank, and I'm going to put him and Fangio in the same exact boat. And people don't realize NFL teams do this, but I'm going to tell you right now, guys, NFL teams do what I'm about to say. Let's say you had an issue, okay, on a side of football. Like, let's say, hypothetically, the Giants, issues on defense where the defense can't get things going. Now, let's say you had a head coaching position available and all the top defensive coordinators in the league are interested in talking to you about it. Wouldn't it make sense to pick their brains at that point on your defense?
100%.
This is what they're going to do. I'm telling you right now, guys. They're going to bring in everybody defensively to go ahead and pick their brains and find out what they would do with the defense. Because if you get the majority of your guys that you bring in for the interviews that are defense coordinator like wizards there, so to speak, and they all tell you the same goddamn thing, well, guess what? Now you know what your plan better be next year. Sometimes it's not about the interview. Sometimes it's about just picking their brain while you got them in the building.
100%.
And that happens quite often in this league. So,
thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at twogiantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the Goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.